Hey everybody, and welcome to Kerbalcide, my new re-envisioned version of a series of career. That's what we're going to go with, and yeah, this is the first episode, so we're going to need to start the game by going here and clicking Start New. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you guys some of the mods and give you an idea. See if I can spell Kerbal. There we go. Uh, give you an idea of what mods, etc., are going to be used in this series, because I know the number one question I'm going to have is what mods are you using, and well, there's over like 300 of them. I wanted to sort of focus in on some of the first ones. Now you'll note that I also have a whole bunch of agency flags here, including some from the forum users, which are here that are going to pop up in the game. But for right now, we're going to pick my logo because, well, it's my space program, and we're going to go into the difficulty settings, and this is where we're going to start to get ourselves into a lot of trouble, because we're going to click hard because you know, bad things are going to happen. We are going to, however, click a couple buttons down here, and then we're going to get into the mods. So this first mod is Kaboom. Basically, it allows me to blow up a random part on the rocket. It doesn't allow me to blow up a random part if it's not controlled. So it's useful, super useful, but this could be useful for when you might need to blow up something in case something doesn't work. It surprisingly is useful. Next is advanced. This is, I guess, normal game. We're going to make the Kerbals level up immediately. The reason I'm doing this is because some Kerbals may be off planet for a while, and I'd like to have them level up instead of having to fly them all the way back to Kerbin. I'm also going to set the CromNet options to include signal control. However, I'm going to disable the extra ground stations, which hopefully are not going to utterly mess me up. Obviously, I'm going to increase part pressure, G-force, and Kerbal force limit. I'm going to leave the Kerbal force limit at 1. And I'm always going to allow action groups, and the only reason I'm doing this is because I need to be able to put abort in, or there's going to be a lot of dead Kerbals because stuff is going to explode. And, well, I'll go through like 40 Kerbals in an hour, so it's there. It's that. All that good stuff there. Welcome, Le Punch Easy. Welcome, welcome. I have my first watcher for this live stream. All right, we're going to continue. Background resources. I'm just going to leave them the way they are. I thought about turning on this, but I thought, nope, let's not get too crazy. Better time warp is better. It's always useful to have this because in stock Kerbal, you could get stuck having to wait a long time, and I don't think people want to sit and watch a live stream where we have to run the engine for an hour and a half. I don't think I need to do anything with this one. This is set already. Click-through blocker, I think we're good for right now. Crew light, this is a fun one. This turns on the crew lights to allow for the headlights and stuff like that. And it also does lights for when the crew's in there, so it's different colors, so you know what kind of crew is in your ship. Deep freeze, we're going to need to freeze the Kerbals. I do have stacks installed. I'll be changing that a bit later and not super aggressively. Welcome Kerbal Vision, KSP, welcome, welcome. We're just quickly going through some of the mods and some of the settings of them. Then this one here, I want to turn the camera off and have it set there. And the maximum range broadcast, I am going to switch it to range broad. No. Yeah, we want 2000. Yeah, there we go. And this allows us to use the docking cameras. This actually makes docking a lot easier. I also have another mod that allows me to set, well, there's a couple mods that allow me to set the docking to make it a little bit easier so we don't have too many docking errors. If you were watching my some of my videos or a photo I may have posted the other day, I'm double checking I know how to dock before I did this. Oh man, that would be funny. Editor extensions are fine. EVA follower. I don't tend to actually use this one, but if I happen to have a spot where I have to get like 4 Kerbals and walk across a planet, this is useful because you can just walk one Kerbal and the rest of them will follow. EVA fuel. This should work. I have not tried it yet. I think I want to change it to monopropellant, and basically it's going to take monopropellant out and put monopropellant back, so it's no unlimited EVA fuel, but at the same time it's monopropellant, which I can recharge, versus EVA fuel sometimes gets interesting. EVA repairs is where we're going to get ourselves into a lot of trouble. I'm going to have to go through here and come back and adjust this, because in this window it doesn't actually always open correctly. So I have to go back and change this once we start the game. But this is basically our failure mod. Parts are going to fail. That's sort of the difficulty challenge beyond just me being silly and not knowing how to fly. Filter extensions are, I think, okay. This is our, shoot, I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but basically it's one of the recovery modes. This recovery mode activates if there aren't parachutes on it. So if I disengage a stage, I want to recover it so I can get some money back. That's why I am playing on the hard mode and in career, because I do want to have a penalty if I'm just like dropping stages and I'm never recovering them. So if the stage has a parachute, it's going to go to stage recovery. If it doesn't have a parachute and I need to land it, it's going to go to this mode here. And that's what this does. Hangar extension, I don't think I have to do anything with it yet, but if I have to build a bigger vessel later, I'll need it. For this one here, I'm just going to set the requirements to all and propagate the science, so that way science points go along. I'm not going to do these two here. I did them in the past, but they can kind of mess up the tech tree, how it shows up, because I have so many tech tree stuff installed. So instead, just have it hiding the empty nodes, just so I don't have to go and spend research points for nothing. That's the idea. Janitor's closet. If you don't know what this one is, this is really good for picking different mods and stuff for the part list, so that if you do want to do stuff and you're having some trouble with search or something, you can shrink your parts list down and just focus on the mod pack that you're looking at. Joint reinforcement, basically, anyone who's playing Kerbal Space Program 2 knows this stops rockets from being super, super wobbly. Kerbal construct is here. I want to enable the ground stations on any open station, and I want to be able to launch from any site that's open, and I think we're good. I think. I may have to change this, because I don't want to have comm nets all over the place. Kerbal GPS is kind of a useful thing. Kerbal balloons, they allow the float. It has some useful things. Mainly I have Kerb balloons because they have the small little parachutes that are nice. That's what we're doing. And then got colonization. I don't think we're going to get that far, but it's there. Construction, resource transfer distance, 1 kilometer. I don't know what that does. Lights out, U and P activate. Oh, okay. That's interesting, because U's also used for something else. That's what it is. Right. Okay. If I run into a spot, I need to hit U. Okay. I accidentally turned the lights off once, and I didn't know why, and that's what it is. Hey, what's it looking like? It has a dome over it? That one is Keithane. It's the Keithane. So this is a map of the Keithane deposits in Kerbin. And that's what gives it the little hex thing. And this hex exists on all the planets, and you can toggle it on and off. But that is the Keithane mod that does that. I don't think I'm ever going to use Keithane, but it looks cool, so I added it in. And that's my legitimate. Does it look cool? It gets added in. All right, orbital survey. That's for some science. Patch manager is good. Pathfinder, I think I don't have to do anything there. Base, I do click here to put them all into one function. And here I do want to require full control. Otherwise, I could just turn on and off the wind turbines. And rover science, what do we got here? I think this is fine. Ship effects is the cool sounds. Snacks. Okay, so this is where we need to make some changes, because this is the stock snacks, and it works quite well, except for I don't want Kerbals dying all the time. So I'm only going to put them to 1 stack per day. And you do lose rep. We'll say low for right now. I'm going to turn the fine off, because that is a thing. And yeah, they will ruin your science. I'll take a science hit. And Kerbals can faint. I am not going to do this one because I found that Kerbals that faint... Oh no, Kerbals that faint should be okay. But if you ever have a mod that turns Kerbal into tourists and then they die, they get thrown into the tourist stock and they no longer ever come back, but then the album show up. So that's fine. And Kerbal starved to death. Sure. Can I activate this Kerbal starving to death? No. Okay, I'm going to have to do this one in game because again, there's a sub menu, and without it, I don't want to accidentally kill Kerbals just by saying they don't have a snack for 5 minutes. But they eat 1 snack per day. That just simplifies the math, and we're good. Okay, in here, this is actually a really cool mod. This one here tracks all the events and stuff, and it gives you points. So while I set it to hard up here, this is where I'm going to give myself a bit of a freebie-ish, which is every time something bad happens or there's an event or something like this, I get a little bonus. And that little bonus is because without it, hard is, I don't want to say too hard, but like if I get a recovery, if I get some science, if I have something explode, I learned something from it. I got a little bit of science and a little bit of money. Is it going to offset the cost of the thing exploding? No, but at least I get something for it. If a Kerbal dies, I get paid. Yes, I think that's also how it works. So stage recovery is the main stage recovery system here. I don't have to touch anything here. It's already set up. Store my reports. So this one here I'm going to have where if there's a Kerbal on board, they'll automatically do all the science with the exception of ones that like the goo science or something like that where it's a one-off. The reason I do this is so I can go and do stuff and I don't have to spend a lot of time collecting the science off of all the equipment. It's done automatically. Little bit of a cheat, but at the same time, yeah, having a bunch of instruments and things burning and stuff, it works nice. You know, bit of pain, you know, bit of a carrot stick situation. All right, I have no idea how this works other than the fact that it boils off apparently the methane and hydrogen fuel if I ever use those. I've seen it happen, and I don't know why it happens or what any of these do, but there you go. And something nuclear, yeah. By the time we get there, hopefully we'll figure that out, but that's not going to happen in this episode because there's no way we're going to go all the way to nuclear. We're going to be lucky if we get off the planet. No, I should be pretty bad. All right, through the eyes of the Kerbals, this is one so we can walk the Kerbals around and walk through their view. Toolbar control should be fine. TP hire so we can hire Kerbals, which is one of the first things we're going to do because we're going to have, I have a list of Kerbals name, basically people who have supported the channel, become channel members, supported the Discord, have, you know, been generally pretty talkative and have generally shown that they are, you know, good team members or good community members. Let's go with that. I don't think I have to do anything here. Vertical speed. This one here, it's a fun one to do, but you have to do it in the game. I don't know why, but it doesn't come up here. And wild blue, I just have to do that. So after that boring, probably 5 minutes, we're going to start the game and hope that everything's going to work and nothing's going to crash. Dun 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 dun. This may take a few seconds. I don't remember how long it takes. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, please let me know as we stare at this black screen as the game is made in the background. In hindsight, I should have probably done this the other way, but well, I wanted to show you guys how this all worked, and that is how it works. As we wait quietly. There we go. All right, so toolbar controller, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. We can go in here and everything's set to all. Great. Oh, another mod is early bird. So I'm going to click this one. What this one does is, can I show it here? Instead of having the sun like pop up right where the moon is, the sun ends up being just before it rises. So this means that you launch in the dark, but by the time you're heading into orbit, you're into the sun. It's a more efficient orbit, especially if you're running solar panels or stuff, that you don't end up having it where you're doing a long burn or something like that and then have it in the dark, essentially. So that's what that is. And it's only like 5 minutes, and I can go back and change it. Somebody's going to tell me thanks for coming to the Space Center. Great. And we have our astronaut complex. We do. Okay, so apparently I don't have enough money to hire anybody, and my other mod didn't work. Okay. So I guess we have the initial 4 Kerbals, and we'll have to hire some more Kerbals later. We may have to cheat hire some Kerbals because I had initially had it a mod hoping to give me 10 free Kerbals. Oh well, live and learn. what did I have to do now? Oh, right. For our almost boring segment done, I have to go back into here. So these are the... I have no idea what this is. Oh. So you can set the... Well, I'm hoping it's set to monopropellant. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, I don't need that one. All right. I did have to go back in here and make some changes. Okay, I just sneezed. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so this one here, you can't obviously do it in the thing, but you can do it there. We're going to put a starting reliability of 80%. You can make it as low as 30, but I find that anything lower than like 75, you'll spend like way more time blowing up stuff because like everything blows up as soon as you try to use it. EVA fuel is good. Yes, I want to see the transfer message. Yeah, that's the other thing. A couple of these things don't pop up in the other one, but they pop up here. So just want to double check, making sure everything here is good. And we're good. Accept. And apply and accept. There we go. Resume. And we can actually start playing. Yay! That only took time. It took time. That's okay. I'm just going to go over here. And we're going to make that change there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we have our launch the first vessel. We're going to do that. It's going to give us $1,000. Oh boy, this may have been a bad idea. Gather scientific data from Kerbin. I think we can do that. That's going to give us some money. And yeah, we're never going to get those right off the bat. So we're going to go here. You're going to see the tech tree is here. I think I'm using the stock tech tree, but with the mods I have, they do add some interesting stuff. So basically, we just want to get enough tech tree stuff so we can go. Now, this isn't like unkerbin and stuff like that because we could have done that, but I don't really like it. So we do get to launch some Kerbals right off the bat. So, and I say that 17 minutes into the live stream. Yay. If you are still watching, please be sure to give me comments if you think there's something I should be or not doing or whatnot. Feel free to like give me advice. That's why I'm doing it live versus just recording it. And also, if you have some ideas or anything for black screen entertainment, please let me know because with all these mods, it's usually about 20 seconds or so. All right, so we have 3 packages here. We can do the avionics, which is what we're going to do first. But the avionics you can't pick right off the bat, so we're going to go to here, and that allows us to get this little cargo space. And this, by the way, is the sounding rocket mod. And I like the sounding rocket mod because it is super cheaty. It gives you a bunch of little science things to do that kick out a decent amount of science, which is, again, carrot and stick. We picked the hard mode, but I needed to make it so that I could get a little bit of a win on this. So we're just going to stick some science in here. There you go. We're going to, before we do this, go to power. I have made this mistake more times than one. We do need to somehow get a battery in this rocket, or this thing is not going to launch. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Can I get a second one? I can. Yeah, and these things are like crazy inexpensive too, so there we go. Oops. There we go. And then we can go to utilities. And yeah, this is a parachute on the top, which is I like. It's just, it starts the parachute. This whole thing currently costs us $1,000. And we just need to put a motor on it, which is like an extra $1 or $30. And just so this thing doesn't twirl into the ground, we're going to grab some small fins. There we go. Haha. This is the, yeah, $1,200 rocket. Nice. So this is our first launch. It is a sounding rocket. We are going to just do a little staging on it. There we go. There we go. Yep. And we're going to launch this guy up in the air, grab some science, and then land it on the ground and recover it. And other than these little doors that we have, the whole rocket's recoverable if I remember to disable the auto drop, which is useful once we go to multiple stages. All right. We do have a couple launch pads here that are accessible, but we're just going to launch off the regular launch pad right now. Too many parts. What? That's outrageous. Oh, okay. Apparently too many parts. All right, well, we're doing it that way. That is not aerodynamic at all. Well, that's what we're doing, and we're going to have some fun right now. All right, first rocket, and we're going to launch it, and then we'll jump into some Kerbals once I have a bit of money, because obviously without money, rockets don't get made. And we'll see how much we actually make off of this first launch. That is the important part. And it is terribly quiet once again, because we are waiting. Let me know what you think about the waiting. If this is problematic, I can always record this and then post it later. But okay, so full power on. There's no SAS, there's no RCS. So as long as the battery's running, that's why the little battery's there. We're good. It's a nice day. We are going to hit the launch button. And something broke. Oh, so this actually broke. So it might actually explode. But I gained 2 science for that. So that's kind of the benefit of how I set this up. There's a lot of things that break, but I gain something from it when it does, so it's not a complete and utter failure of the game in terms of like running out of stuff. So that's the idea anyway. All right, so we're getting here, and we are going to pop the outer casing, and we're going to engage the parachute, and now we're going to record all this lovely data because I like it. There we go. And because some of them have it where you can do telemetry report, I don't have the mods for telemetry report, so I wrote my own. There we go. A couple extra points coming in. And now we're just going to fall back. We do have the lovely volumetric clouds here. Ooh, aren't they nice? This is still in beta, so it's you can only get it off of BlackRack's Patreon site if you do want to get a copy of it. In terms of performance, it doesn't seem to hit me at all compared to the other visual mods that I had before, like the Astronomer Pack, which had 2D clouds, so that's nice. They are a little glitchy sometimes, but honestly, they look really nice as we fall back to the surface here. And I probably should change this here to, 400. There's no reason to wait any longer for the salt to drop. Now, we could also do it like this. Oh, no. I haven't set up better time warp, have I? I have not. I think it's 4 to 12. There we go. So now we can do this. There we go. And then we can fall really quickly. But just note if we are using the better time warp, once we get to, what I say, I think we were at 700, we do want to get there so we don't have it where it pops the umbrella open and rips the rocket apart. Because that would be bad. There we go. All right. So we're going to land on the ground just as the whole system runs out of power. And we're going to see if we actually made money with this launch. And that should get us enough to actually look at launching Kerbals. Recover the vessel. All right. As we go. Waiting the dark screen. I need to have like a little animation or something I can pop in here. Well, while the dark screen is happening, I guess I could go and talk about the wheel. Can I do the wheel? No, it's not going to let me do the wheel. Oh, it should let me do the wheel. So here's the wheel. If you guys know about the wheel, it's here. Once I have through my initial list of supporters, I'm going to be pulling names off this wheel and adding names to this wheel, and that's how we're going to get all the Kerbals that we are going to then have bad things happen to. We're not going to try that hard to have bad things happen to them. But we picked up 55 science, so that's a decent amount, and we picked up a lot of science, or a lot of money. So we're almost at 100,000, which is great. We can now go for the escape the atmosphere one. I'm pretty confident I can do this one right off the bat. Is there anything else I can look at that's going to be really useful? And I didn't change any of my controls. All right. We're just going to go make one little change here to the... No, we'll do it later. All right, so we got science. Let's spend it. Oh, I have to purchase parts. Right. So we're going to go back and make some changes. Oh, man. I had a script written for this, and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I need to go to advanced. I am not paying for parts. I don't know where that is. Is it on basic? Oh, I may have had to. Well, this might be a very short stream of why not to do these things. No, I should be able to do that. I'm not paying for parts. Yeah. Editor. Well, that's a problem because I didn't really plan on that money going in. Yeah. May have to do it slightly different because that is not good. Didn't want to be paying for parts because obviously it's a ton of cash to do that, and then I have to research the base, upgrade that. I also want to upgrade this 25 there, and that gets us there. Oh, not enough money yet. Okay. So mission control, I have taken the right. Get to Kerbin orbit. All right. Okay. Well, we'll do it with a sounding rocket. It's not the hardest thing to do. And then we'll go from there. And then I'll probably have to figure out what I broke to make it so it's trying to make me pay for all the parts, because I don't want to pay for the parts. That was pluses and minuses, and that was not one of the minuses I wanted, particularly on hard mode. Otherwise, I'm going to have to change how much money I'm getting paid by a lot. Okay, so in order to do this, we're going to need to redesign this rocket slightly because it's going to need to fly up much higher. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. So the goal here is to put this into the stratosphere. Yeah, we can do that pretty easily. We just have to get a lot of these things here. And this is where we do want to auto drop the stages, because we're going to basically have it where each of these stages is going to drop. And it's going to be one really tall rocket, like so. Make sure it's in the right order. Make sure we don't have a parachute. So that's 3. And then we're going to add in some wings. And we're going to add some bigger wings on the bottom. This is going to ensure we get to where we need to go. And then we're going to add some wings on the top section just to hold it steady. There we go. All right, so our goal is to get to space today. Is it going to work? 900. Yeah, I don't think so. Let's just do another one. Then what's it upset about? Too tall. Okay. What's it upset about? Still too tall. Okay. And we're going to do it this way. Oops. Aha. That should work. 3, 1. All those go. This goes like that. All right, and then that gets us 1,000. It may make it to orbit. I'm willing to risk $1,500. Get some science as well off that. So let's do it. And we're gonna launch from the other site just so I can pick up. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. It's what is happening. So there we go. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I shouldn't probably be doing that. I don't want things to say, "Oh, you're singing some type of music versus random." But anyhow, as we wait for the rocket to go, I think I'm going to have to do this pre-recorded and cut out all these black spaces because I think this might be a bit too long. But for everyone who's watching today, thank you for watching as we try to do this, and it utterly not working. And it's already using up power. Huh. All right, well, here we go. I don't think that's going to get to orbit. Well, how high do we actually get? 7,000. Well, we can record some data. At least make it worthwhile in the science department. Don't forget our telemetry report. Oh, apparently it doesn't give us anything. Okay. And then it'll come back to Kerbin. Past the dark clouds. How far did we get away? Oh no, we're literally landing right back on top of the platform. All right, there we go. Parachute engaged. Power lost. And we return to a very forested area. We'll recover this. We'll pick up Pile of Science again. And I think that's where I'm going to call it for today because I think I have to go and actually fix this because it's not working the way I want. So that's a problem. That's a big problem. So thank you for watching. Sorry this is not as exciting as I was hoping, but yeah, bit of a problem. Anyway.